All right, welcome back to Spies and Sabotage. We're going to do a quick breakdown of that first game one before we get into the game two festivities in this best of three grand finals. So it was an interesting game. There was a lot of really good team fights. We saw Anti-Mage kind of run away with the game. He got given the Midas, which in theory, I tell you, you have to build a Midas before you can build anything else. If you're Anti-Mage and all you want to do is build a Battle Fury, like that feels like a setback. But it doesn't feel like they punished him. There was a point where Anti-Mage is weaker than he would have been at the same point in time in a regular game, and they didn't really capitalize on that. And then at the end of the match, this Anti-Mage has 880 GPM. So what do we think about that targeted sabotage against the Anti-Mage? It obviously did not work in their favor. Could you think of maybe who would have been a better target, or?
I feel like it was still fine to target the Anti-Mage because he had a great game and he still took 20 minutes to get the Battle Fury. Anti-Mage is not a core until he has Battle Fury, so it delayed him regardless. But if you are going to put a Sabotage directly onto the Anti-Mage, you're forcing him to get Midas. You really need to have your game plan around, stopping him getting farm. They didn't really do that. He had a lane which he had no danger in at all. He was not scared of being killed, and then he was able to just farm through the jungle and split push and do whatever he wants. So what they really should have done is made killing Anti-Mage and really owning him in lane as their absolute #1 priority. They should have rotated ganks to him. They should have pushed his tower, maybe with the Pugna visiting his lane early. They should have shut this Anti-Mage down, but they didn't, and then unfortunately he still got the Battle Fury.
And I think that partially comes down to the draft as well. Like, you have a Necrophos and an Ogre Magi in lane. What are they going to do to you? They're going to push you under tower, and then you're going to farm under tower, and you're going to reflect the Ignite, and you're just going to do that over and over and over again until you get your Midas.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the Necrophos pick. It's not got enough momentum or lockdown to really deal with the Anti-Mage.
And so last game they did have contracts. Radiant selected 1 contract, Dire selected 2. Radiant had to buy 2 boots on 1 hero. Dire had to build a Holy Locket and do the Flight of the Donkeys. All 3 of those contracts failed. So Radiant -1 spy, Dire -2 spies, the contract failure penalties. And so we are actually looking at relatively even footing going into this. Both teams, Medium Bots and Goose Gang, have 5 spies. So it's like we just started. They have their starting spies. I mean, the economy has kind of, I would say, not really worked out for these teams. Other than you have the obvious fact that Goose Gang is going into this best of 3 already up 1. But what do you do as a captain now? Do you even go for contracts? Try and stretch it to a game 3? I mean, I think if you're Goose Gang, you don't try and mess up your game by going out of your way to complete a contract. You just try and play your best Dota and make this the last game of the night.
I feel like that's exactly what happened this game. They picked contracts because they thought, they're easy enough to complete. But they were so focused on playing good Dota that they completely forgot about it. I mean, the Holy Locket was bought like 3 seconds before the game ended, right? So they were like, oh, quick, I forgot about the contract. So it kind of goes to show that when the game gets serious enough, they don't want even more parameters to be thinking about. So I would, if I was the team captain, yes, the sabotages can be quite potent. I would just forego the contracts completely. I'd say, nah, forget about them. We just need to win good Dota.
I think that too. One of the things that makes this mode so difficult for these players is what I like to call flooding the mental stack. It's really easy to have all of your crows go from one outpost to the other, but it's not easy to do that when you've got a million other things to do. So that mental stack is getting overloaded. That's why micro heroes are so hard. That's why Invoker's so hard. It's not just the mechanics, it's the mental stack of playing Dota and doing everything else that you need to do, of keeping track of the map and farming, everything else.
All right. Well, we do have a second game to get into. The first one was a lot of fun, and we can learn a lot from it. But I think the best way forward is just to play some more Dota. We do have 2 more rules. We do have 2 more rules randomly selected for this match. The first of which will be... Oh, there we go. The river is lava. And so this is I mean, it changes how you play Dota. I mean, we kept saying, play their best Dota, play some regular Dota. This isn't Dota. It's a different mutated Dota where you cannot touch the river until 10 minutes. Bounty runes, half the bounty runes gone. Power runes gone. The mid lane matchup completely shaken up. So this is a fun one to watch, and it really changes how the teams have to play. And they do have a second random rule also in effect, which will be team deathmatch. Okay, so we want to talk about changing Dota. Now it's not even Dota. How do you approach this? How do you approach this as a captain?
I mean, the river is lava is probably my favorite modification because it is so incredibly insane. I mean, you can't take Roche, you can't pick strength heroes. Okay, they were, fairly straightforward. You're still playing Dota for the most part. The river is lava means you can't even step foot in the river. Like you said, you can't get any runes. If the enemy has, carefully blocked their creep wave so that it's under their own tower, you can't even go across and get the last hits. You just have to stare at the farm and go, I wish I could get those. So you can't pick melee heroes in mid lane. You can't even pick short-ranged heroes like Templar Assassin. But also, you can just farm your jungle, and they can't even stop you unless they pick a hero which can literally blink across the entire river. But then that's quite risky because you can't walk back. You'd have to blink back. So I think that really makes you think about the mid lane. I would then be picking a mid laner who can just farm and isn't maybe that strong early. Even you could go as greedy as Medusa. Just farm the wave, farm the jungle. Oh, I can't be ganked for 10 minutes. Great. I'm just going to farm as hard as possible.
Well, you cannot touch the river, but we didn't say anything about crossing it. For our supports and those who want to gank and ward, you can go the long way around. In the mid lane matchup, I feel like this puts a really high emphasis on heroes who can blink or can jaunt across the river somehow. So I'm thinking, Puck, Queen of Pain, heroes that can cross the river without touching the river might give them a serious advantage.
The other thing that I'm thinking of as well is I talked about clarification on this before, and you can have some unconventional mid picks that can still apply pressure. Specifically heroes with summons, like Lone Druid, or even Beastmaster or Visage. You can send your creeps across and be fine.
It just says that neither team can step foot in the river. I'm guessing the team includes just the heroes and not anything that comes out of the heroes, summons, etc.
That is correct. The players cannot move their heroes that they specifically control. Summons are a different story. Summons don't count as, the person in a sense. But those are the rules. In addition to rules, we have 4 sabotages available for purchase. Keeping in mind, these have escalating costs, and both teams are at 5 spies right now. So, relatively even footing going into the sabotage purchasing phase. Let's see what is available. Our tier 1 sabotage will be immortal supports. If an enemy team takes Roshan, they have to give the Aegis to their Pos 5. Last game we saw no Roshan. It was banned. You could not take Roshan. This game we're seeing, okay, you can take Rosh, but you have to give the Aegis to the support. Does this disadvantage Rosh at all, or are they still going to be trying for, it doesn't say anything about the cheese. Subsequent Roshes, you'll get cheese, you'll get Ag's Blessing, you'll get Refresher Shard. So is this still worth doing? We will find out. Our tier 2 sabotage. NA Dota. A player on the enemy team must block 2 camps in their jungle with sentry wards at the 10-minute mark. They cannot be denied. So that is the full length of the sentry, 8 minutes from minute 10 to minute 18. No more respawning of camps. Our tier 3 sabotage. If you ask nicely, the enemy team must use their scan and glyph if they are available when you ask. And you can do this twice. Our tier 4 sabotage, the final available for purchase, the silent treatment. The enemy team will be server deafened until the game timer reaches 5 minutes. They also cannot use in-game voice. We're going to see a game where you can't touch the river. 30 kills is the end of the game. It's already going to be chaos, and now you can't talk. You can't talk to your teammates for 5 minutes. I'm excited to see if somebody picks this up.
It's not necessarily 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes or until someone reminds themselves to unmute them, whichever one comes first. And in one game, they had 6 minutes of mute, and someone was like, "Are they unmuted yet?" And I thought, "Oh yeah, they're not." And I went and unmuted them, and so did Garlic. So, yeah, let's try and remember the 5-minute rule this time.
All right. Well, we do have coming in from our teams the purchased sabotages, and those are landing right now. I was informed that the first one was incorrect. The second one is correct. I'm sorry. Our second reveal was the correct one. Immortal supports for both teams and nothing else. So both teams saying if the other team takes Roche, the Aegis has to go to pause 5. I mean, how does this change the game? Does it decentivize Roche?
You can take this, Akuma.
I'm trying to think about this because I had a concept on it previously. I think it's a little bit like the same idea as Roshan before, in terms of the Roche off, where heroes like Ursa, heroes like TA are a little bit less incentivized. But even more than that, I think that one of the things that you really get out of this is you can take Roche quickly, and it means that you might be willing to stretch the pause 5 rules a little bit more, or just be less reliant on heroes that really do want to take it early. But there's nothing wrong with taking Roshan. In fact, I think I want to find a pause 5 that's a good initiator, and I'm struggling to think of one that really falls under that category for the high ground push.
But another thing to consider, though, is, pause 5 is not necessarily defined by the hero. There's not a pause 5 category. You could pick up with this in mind, pick up a hero that you'll play as pause 5, but who also happens to be a really good Aegis carrier.
Didn't NoTail play pause 5 Magnus just recently? Or did I not look at that game properly? NoTail was playing Magnus.
I mean, you can play Magnus like a walking buff machine.
That's what he did. He followed around Phantom Assassin, and he was like, "Here's your own power. Have fun."
Well, on top of these sabotages, as much as we talked about, just focusing on making this some good Dota, we do have one contract selected. Radiant decided not to pick up any contracts. That will be the medium bots team. But Goose Gang on Dire did opt to pick up one contract, which is going to be the same one we saw last time. No thanks. They're going to try again to build a Holy Locket. They got very, very close. They had all the components on their courier, but they never actually built a Holy Locket, so it did not count. And so this game, we are going to see another attempted Holy Locket. Hopefully it doesn't become an afterthought, but at the same time, if it's an afterthought and they don't remember to buy it until 3 seconds before the game ends, if the game is ending because they're winning, it doesn't even matter, because that's the end of our series. So we are ready to head into the draft now. The draft is underway. We have the River is Lava, Team Deathmatch, Immortal supports in effect for both teams. So Roche has changed, the River has changed, and our win condition has changed, but the quality of our cast has not. Akuma and Rallying Cry. Wow. Akuma and Rallying Cry, please take us away as we head into Game 2 of our Grand Finals.
Alright, we're already in the middle of the draft. We're going to let you guys transition and see it. But we had first pick Sven. That's been a very strong hero this tournament so far. What do you think of that Rallying Cry? How are you going to answer that?
It's always very ballsy picking a core as literally your first pick. Now, support Sven is not really in the meta, so we're assuming it's POS 1 Sven. Going straight away with your POS 1, you're pretty confident that Sven is uncounterable. Obviously, Strength, Agi, and Int heroes can be picked this time. So if I saw Sven that early, it means you're going to try and pick a hero who is not afraid of Sven. And there are plenty of those in the pool. So yeah, we'll see what they pick.
Could you give an example? Just the first hero that comes to mind for you. When you see a Sven, I say, go.
I think, I'm trying to think straight away. I say that, Sven is easily countered, but what would it be? You could go with Ursa. I think Ursa is very good against Sven. You can just beat him down and pop your ult so you're not damaged easily by him. You could pick a hero who's very hard to get on top of, like maybe Weaver. You could just pick a core who's just so strong he can just man up to the Sven. Terrorblade works for that. Yeah, those sorts of heroes. I think Juggernaut's pretty good against Sven. So,
okay.
you've got options, basically.
All right, I can definitely appreciate that then. We are going to see the Underlord, though, so opting to kind of go for just the beefy, not necessarily a lane dominator, but a lane annoyer. He's going to just push under the tower, but I think Sven can push him pretty far back with Cleave.
I don't think Sven does particularly well into an Underlord early. Sven loses a lot of his base damage from the Atrophy aura, and he's melee, so he's going to get caught in all the pits of malice and all the Firestorm waves. If I'm assuming Ogre is not going to be with Sven in the lane, because that does give you double melee, which is not ideal. So, we'll see what support goes with the Sven, but he may struggle against Underlord, but then again, maybe not.
Do you have any particular thoughts on, after having seen medium bots play last game, if there's any kind of hero that fits their play style that we'd want to see, or if it's just kind of a let them draft out a solid lineup and then take the heroes and according to the players they feel comfortable on?
Well, one thing I noticed about medium bots is they're a lot more aggressive than Goose Gang. Goose Gang ended up winning the macro game where they just got more farm, and then eventually they had just so much more farm that they could win the team fights by default. But medium bots have shown they like to play aggressive, so that's what they're going to be thinking about in their draft. So Goose Gang, who like to play a bit defensive, Underlord's already a great start, Venge is a great start. Maybe they're going to pick a few other defensive heroes, and maybe a carry who wants to get a lot of farm. That's why I'm thinking maybe Terrorblade.
Now, with that in mind, though, we do have the possible win condition of 30 kills, so going for that late game is not always going to be a certainty. Maybe a ganking or a team fighting lineup is going to be something that's a lot better, but I can't imagine, well, even though it's already banned, I can't imagine the anti-mage doing a whole lot here because of just a little bit more of the split pushing style not being the best for a team deathmatch or an ancient kill.
Yes, potentially true, but the game is going to be slowed down a bit by the lack of going through the river for 10 minutes. So if you want to put a strong core in the mid lane, maybe something as greedy as Terrorblade, Medusa, etc. Maybe not Terrorblade because he's melee, but he's not going to be ganked probably. Yes, you can gank by doing a very, very long route around, but it's likely that you're just going to be able to farm for free for 10 minutes. So that would make me think, yes, team deathmatch is a condition, but the game is still going to go fairly long anyway, so you can get away with some more greedier cores.
That's a very fair point. One of the things that goes on top of the river being lava is even though there are ways of harassing across the river, the tower is basically immortal. There's no way to put effective and sustained damage onto the tower in the mid lane.
Yeah, maybe if you were a sniper and you maxed take aim, I don't think you still could hit it from across the entire river. I think it's probably impossible to damage the tower from that range.
So, I mean, you'd just be relying on basically creeps and catapults to do anything.
Yes.
Creeps and catapults, that feels like a variant of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, creeps and catapults. The Chinese spin-off. I'd play it. Bane.
Bane
okay.
here. Pretty
Bane's
good.
Well, he's got some good lockdown, but do they need that? They've already got Ogre and Sven. I don't know if more stuns and more crowd control is what they were after, but he's a very good lane hero. He is good at getting kills, and like you said, it is one of the objectives. So
I actually really like that fourth team deathmatch condition, and it really tells the medium bots. We talked about them being really good at these chocolate modes, the ones that have a lot of variance. I think that they're already got their branding around going for kills.
Ricky. Okay, so Ricky, again, you're thinking about kills. Right, Ricky is a core who doesn't farm creeps, he farms players. He gets that Diffusal Blade, and then he is off. So I think Ricky is a very smart pick here.
So there's not any heroes that are going to give innate true sight. We could see something like a Slardar for medium bots, possibly. He has been banned, though, so no Slardar. Not likely to see Bounty Hunter, who would be another one who could kind of prey on the Rikimaru. Because Bounty Hunter 3 has not been in vogue for a very long time. But that does kind of provide the question of, if you took a hero like Bounty, getting tracked to accelerate your team through those kills, he's not the best at team fighting, he's not the best at pushing, but maybe just snowballing gold like that would be a solution.
Yeah, I definitely think Bounty's a good pick here. He's very good in the early game, and his mid game is fantastic if he's not fighting full-scale 5-man team fights, which doesn't always happen in the mid-game. As you said, any kill, it's massively amplified in terms of the gold, and he's very good at ganking because he has the invisibility. So, and you could pick a bounty, but where do you run it? It's not always that easy. Maybe in the off lane. I'm not sure teams are going to pick it up.
Gyrocopter for the mid lane, I think. Very, very safe hero, able to clear waves hard. Not going to be putting a lot of harass on, but you can still just throw ahead the homing missile across the river and possibly disrupt a little bit of last hitting.
Yeah, he's also another core. If he does go mid, he's going to be safe to farm whatever he wants. So that's always an option.
I can't imagine Gyro going anywhere but mid in this particular mode. Otherwise, I'd think of putting him in the safe lane, but you're not going to displace Sven.
Yeah, I think offlane Gyro would be a bit unusual. Now, the Zeus ban makes sense because I casted a game that had the river as lava condition. They had a Zeus mid, and Zeus is fantastic because he gets his ult around 5-6 minutes in, and then he's already got global presence. It doesn't matter if he can't cross the river, he can cross literally the entire map with his ultimate. So it makes sense for that ban.
What about Nature's Prophet for either of these teams? I don't see him on the ban list.
It's a hero where you have to be quite proficient with him for him to be worth it. His win rate is very low at the moment, and it's only played by people who really know what they're doing. If they have a Nature's Prophet player, yeah, I'd be a good advocate for that. But if they don't, then it's unlikely they're going to consider it. And I don't think we've seen Nature's Prophet yet.
I don't think we've seen it all tournament long, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a niche hero, and you need to be pretty good at him, pretty comfortable on him at least.
Last ban is Pugna, so we have a lot of those blinks and the high mobility heroes banned out. Both the teams really thinking about playing around the river and the restriction thereon in the first 10 minutes. Not a lot of supports being banned out. Everything is focused on cores. The only supports we've seen banned were Disruptor, and I mean, you can play Zeus as a support, you can play Pugna, but like, those are mostly all core bans.
Yeah, I think they're expecting both teams to pick the mid hero next and last. What will they pick? I think a farming mid should be prioritized.
I think you've already got that in Gyrocopter. I think that's going to be the mid lane Gyrocopter. He's already a pretty heavy farmer. So, just the question is, what's going to be the offlaner?
Oh.
And an Axe.
Okay, so we'll be mid Gyro with offlane Axe.
How do you feel about the Axe versus the Riki? That's 50-50, 90 for me.
I'd say it's good for Axe. Yeah. Because you need to kill Riki, right? Riki is very annoying to kill because his Blink Strike, it goes very far. He's got tricks of the trade. Axe is at least some reliable crowd control. And if Riki's hitting you, at least you're going to spin on him. And you're going to get Blade Mail, which is very good against Riki, so he doesn't backstab you so hard. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Axe.
All right, and what do you think Goose Gang is missing in their draft for the last pick? I'm seeing right now they have pretty okay damage over time. Their burst is limited, and their lockdown is limited. Their only real lockdown is Pit of Malice and Magic Missile.
Yeah, you're spot on there. They need some crowd control, and they're not going to get it from Sniper, but it does give them another core. So maybe he could go Ags. Ags is still a good item on Sniper, even after the nerfs. So if he's a mid-Sniper, gets the early Ags, I think that would do wonders for their team.
Now, we'll give him a lot of control over the river in the lane. He'll even be able to pressure the wave and possibly get a little bit of farm with Shrapnel across the river without stepping in.
Yeah, he definitely can. It makes sense, I think, that what they've thought, Goose Gang, we can't go in the river, let's pick a hero who has the most attack range possible. Then at least he can shoot over it.
Right, so with these two, we're going into Game 2. There's already a 1-game lead for Goose Gang. Who do you got in this matchup?
I would still say Goose Gang this time.
Yeah, I think I've got to give it to Medium Bots. I don't think they've got an answer for Sven.
I don't think they'll need it, though. That's my opinion. I think the Goose Gang lineup is just a little bit stronger in the early game, and Sven needs quite a bit of farm before he's scary. And I think Sven is not good against Riki. I think Sven will really struggle to kill the Riki, unless the Riki makes a few mistakes. But we'll see. There's a lot of options for medium bots to make plays too. I would say this game could be either team. But yeah,
definitely
Goose Gang get my they get my preference, let's say.
Definitely going to be a skill-based matchup overall. I think I'm going to give a slight edge, personally, to medium bots, but we're going to have to see.
Friends, let us skirmish.
Getting the calls out, we do have the Ogre Arcana, but I think I'm going to give a slight edge in the cosmetic battle to Goose Gang.
The cosmetic battle, the important battle.
Oh yes, absolutely. The first step to victory is being very stylish.
So Bot Dendy's changed his name to Bot Cobra, is that right?
Does appear that way, yes. That was Bot Dendy, it's now Bot Cobra.
I mean, that's pretty unprecedented, right? Changing your pro name literally in between a best-of-3 series. That would confuse the enemy a lot. They should do that even in a Mega League. Just swap all your players' names around randomly.
I'm trying to figure out what their, Alright, they banned out most of Davi's hero pool, actually. I think that's why we have the, Rikimaru.
I mean, if your entire hero pool can be banned out in 7 bans, then I think you need to expand their hero pool a little bit.
To bear in mind,
my opinion.
We're playing with beginners here, and that is 8 heroes on a single roll is pretty deep.
Well, he didn't have 7 bans. He had about a few bans against him, so
that is a fair point.
It's true. Well, maybe he'll be big on the Ricky, and then I'll go, another hero we have to ban against him. You know, you can't ban every hero in the game, so...
Blink Strike, Wave of Terror, they're not going to be able to go into the river. Roxy Royal's going to take a few extra shots, but Axe moving in as well. Going to try and get the Battle Hunger out, slowing down Merriam-Webster.
Oh, they're going under this tower.
And there's no opportunity to take the bounty runes.
Well, you can take the safe one on each team.
I estimate
A very deep block here for medium bots in their bot lane. They're trying to hold this back all the way from the tier 2 tower, even.
That may go under the tower, which would not be ideal. No, I don't think it will.
Yeah, I think they're restricting it pretty well and recognizing there's going to be a block from the Dire as well. I'm laughing at the social distancing in the mid lane, as it's just so incredibly difficult for both of these heroes to get any last hits. Sniper able to shoot across that gap, though, with take aim, even using the active occasionally to try and get some of the last hits or denies.
You can already see Gyro struggling so much. This poor smiley face guy, he's going to be frowny face after this laning stage. Look, he can't get anywhere near the lane. He's just looking at it like, well, I guess it'd be nice if I could farm. But I can't. I mean, Gyro's attack range is what? It's pretty rubbish. 365? I mean, that's like hardly more than Pangolier. And he's got no way to farm the creeps from far away.
And moving on to the bot lane, Underlord taking a lot of damage. Took a couple of tower hits, a lot of damage from Sven, a little bit of creep aggro as well. Betabit's not feeling too happy after that exchange. Flame Spirits now trying to put a little bit of pressure onto Sven, missing the second one, trying to refresh the duration. They're going to look for a third. Will it hit? They get the Flame Spirits, they get a little bit of Firestorm, but not going to be anything more than just some harass.
But Sven's already chewing through his tangos. He's below half HP. It's not an easy lane for him.
Rikimaru's not having a bad lane, farming pretty well in the first couple of minutes, and this Axe is not able to put a whole lot of pressure down. I want to see him using the Battle Hunger a bit more aggressively, probably on the support hero. Tricks of the trade, and Rikimaru's going to be away, letting the Battle Hunger tick down the rest of the way.
Battle Hunger certainly is annoying. The question is, will he get a second point of the Battle Hunger, or will he just max counter Helix? Depends on your playstyle, I guess.
I'm very much a fan of getting extra points in Battle Hunger in this lane, because I think that you're going to have a hard time pulling out from under the lane. You've got an Ogre Magi again. Ogre is good at incidentally and accidentally pushing the wave. This Axe is continuing to just auto-attack the creeps a lot, and not trying to pull them back. You're not getting any side pulls either. And now they're going in on Merriam-Webster. A lot of damage from that spin, and a little bit of extra from the Fire Blast as well.
Oh, look at that Battle Hunger Ignite. That's a lot of damage. The 2 dots combining.
Miriam might actually die here. That's a ton of damage. Battle Hunger will be enough to save, but I think that Battle Hunger is actually one of the strongest level 1 nukes in the game.
It does take a while to get the full damage, but yeah, it's pretty strong. 12 seconds, 12 times 16. What is 12 times 16?
Somewhere in the just shy of 200 range. 192.
Yeah, okay. So it's, yeah, 200 damage nuke, but it only costs 50 mana. That's pretty insane.
I think the only stronger level 1 ability is a fully charged Soul Assimilation from Visage.
Well, if you get 5 Shadow Poison stacks, but I don't know if that counts because you've cast the spell 5 times.
Fair. Not entirely
or Juggernaut spinning on you. It looks like there is a fight in the bot lane. Sven again, taking a bit of damage. But he's going to be okay.
Top lane, the Riki canceled a salve on a low health Axe. Just with a Blink Strike in, so both of them at very low health. Riki does have the salve. A couple of tangos available for Axe 2. They're just going to keep regenning up and trying to contest under this tower.
I mean, this is the type of play I was talking with Shani. Look at Smiley Face in the mid lane. Yeah, the Gyrocopter. He knew that he's struggling to get the creeps, right? Because they're too far away. So what does he do? He goes all the way back to his tier 2 and he starts blocking the wave right from there. I mean, just adapting to this meta like that it's incredible. From these players who are not
bottom lane, maybe first
experienced.
blood? Sorry to cut you off. The sleep out, that's going to be both heroes just barely surviving. Kira and Betabits just less than a few hundred health, moving it back under their tower.
There's always a lot of fighting in the bot lane, but still no kills. I mean, this is team deathmatch, and 5 minutes there's not been a single kill.
Got the enforced social distancing. Gyro's just going full-time jungle, now using the Flat Cannon and the Rocket Barrage to try and farm out some of these camps. Flat Cannon not the best at jungle farming at early levels, not enough attacks available.
I'm actually amazed at this Gyro. He's made the best of a bad situation. He started blocking his own wave, he stacked the jungle, he's farming it efficiently. I mean, for a, to be nice to them, a lower MMR player to adapt this effectively, I'm really impressed.
Yes, most definitely. And I think it really comes down to, like, even without the familiarity on the heroes and the mechanical consistency, these players have gotten good enough. Oh no, we in the bot lane maybe going to tick down to Fire Spirits. One more tick available. No! Even
pretty close.
Consistency in the game knowledge, there's still enough conceptual understanding to be able to adapt to a lot of these crazy situations. The game is
might be the first blood in the top lane. Axe is pretty low. He's going to die to Tricks of the Trade, and Miriam will escape under the tower. So finally, 6 minutes in, there is a kill.
Really good play right there. Just baiting the Axe a little bit too far in. And Axe is a surprisingly squishy hero. Has decent strength, but not incredible gain, not incredible armor. So his regen is really just the big thing that allows him to play. He needs damage block for things like Vanguard or extra regen.
Yes, indeed, and he went straight for the phase boots, which does give him some armor. I think I would be trying to rush Vanguard, because that would make you very tanky against the Riki. Looks like they're trying to fight again. Is that a good plan? The call, it doesn't get the Riki because he's still in Tricks of the Trade, but they may be able to bring down Miriam. He is on the run, he doesn't have boots. He doesn't have any battle hunger on him either. They're just right-clicking him over and over and over. Any spin? Is he going to dive?
No spin, no, maybe the dive! Oh, this is bad for Roxy.
He's not got the range. Wow, getting the last hit with Wave of Terror only does 80 damage. There it is.
I'm thinking of NBA Jam right now. There's the announcer that just goes, "Stolen!" They're even looking for Cobra as well.
Tricks of the Trade not going to land. Well, another Blink Strike.
They've got an extra Blink Strike. He can go in for it. Down goes, and that's going to be level 6 for Rikimaru.
Oh, a 2-level advantage on the Axe. Now the lane is going to be hard because the power spike for level 6 on Riki is absolutely insane. Invisibility, 1.4 extra agi on every attack, which is what, like 50 more damage? It's insane.
In that area, yeah. Right now, Riki has 42 agi. In the bot lane, a little bit of trading as well. They're going to be looking for a kill onto Kira, I believe, but Icarus Dive is available. So, despite all of the aggression, no blood will be drawn in that lane.
Charo is still farming the jungle. Doing it quite well, though. He's kept up with the sniper in levels. Not quite on the same net worth, though, because jungle creeps, they're not quite as valuable as lane creeps. For good reason.
Sniper's doing a great job of just farming this out, being super patient. I'd actually kind of like to see him make the occasional rotation in between waves to the jungle camps and just try and get a quick stack with shrapnel.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Overall, like, he's taking everything. He's denying all of the creeps. He's 49 and 21, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, he has more denies than pretty much everyone else put together.
Kill him the top lane. Another Tricks of the Trade, just finishing off the Ogre.
Oh, will Sven die? Yeah, he dies to Firestorm. Last tick of Firestorm does bring him down. So it is now a 5-0 lead for the Goose Gang.
This is looking really, really desperate in this early game for the medium bots. They picked a lineup that really wants to get some pick, to get these kills. They've got a great farming mid, but they're just losing both their side lanes. Another kill onto Axe. Tricks of the Trade brings him down with the second hit.
I mean, I like that he complained about, oh, you've bound all my heroes, and now he's 4-0 on Ricky at, 9 minutes in the game. So he's definitely not... Well, if he is unfamiliar with Ricky, then he's doing very well.
I've had the misfortune of getting my Centaur dominated by this Ricky before. I don't even know how that one occurred, just dodging everything with tricks.
Yeah, Ricky certainly can be a very evasive hero.
The other thing that I am personally aware of with that player, again, not trying to be biased or fixated, but they're playing on a pretty substantial ping, coming all the way out from the Caribbean.
Oh, really?
So this is very reactive gameplay. 10 minutes in, the river is open. That's going to be the bounty rune immediately for the Goose Gang.
Oh, 2 of the creeps stolen by Miriam with the rank 3 Wave of Terror. Out comes the magic missile. Do they have the damage? Yeah. No, they don't actually, because Blink Strike, it's on 3-second cooldown. There is some rotation going top lane. Here's the Gyro with the double damage rune. Do they have the means to chase? Out comes the rocket, but he can dodge it with tricks. And there he does. And so he's going to be fine.
Bringing down Cobra as well. Cobra getting Blink Striked. That's going to be 2... Yeah, 1 kill and a counter kill onto the Venge. Ricky Invis, the call down used.
That's an interesting cooldown, but Sniper's here now. Slowed by the shrapnel. Davros, he just goes straight in.
Phoenix as well showing up. This is 3 heroes. They're looking to just end this game quickly. Kill after kill after kill. Gyro, no TP available, has to hide in trees. The DD is gone.
They brought another hero here? Oh no, Radiant have brought Bane. Okay. What is Rojo going to do here? He's only level 5, not level 6 yet on the Bane. Pretty close. Maybe he needs to just soak a couple of creeps. Smiley face, he's still chilling. 20 seconds still.
I think he's going to come around. I think they're going to look for a kill onto the Sniper. He's going to fire off a rocket from the trees. But the problem is they don't realize, they just now realize that Ricky's still there because he walked into the true sight range of the tower. But I think we're going to see Smiley face going in on the Sniper when he feels like the coast is clear.
He actually just leaves. He's like, nah, forget that. I'm out of here. I can finally farm my lane for the first time in 10 minutes. I'm going to do that.
Devirus and the Rikimaru flanking around behind, looking for easy hero kills, is going to find the Bane. 1 shot, 2 shot, dead shot.
Good old Tricks of the Trade. I mean, Ricky needs a good start, because if he can get that Diffusal Blade, then he can pretty much solo kill anybody in this game, even the Sven. And, well, what is he, 6-0? It's a pretty good start.
He's not even, he's about 2,000 gold away, not even that, from having that Diffusal. So as soon as he gets that, and that's not a long way away, to put it in perspective, 900 gold behind the Sniper, but 1,000 ahead of anybody on the Radiant team.
Yeah, this Sniper is pretty fun too. He's actually gone for Mask of Madness Sniper. That's something which I have not seen for many, many patches. But I guess it still works. 110 attack speed on the active.
Dire getting their first tower in the bottom lane. Just more gold for everybody. Devirus stalking around, looking for another kill, staying out of tower range. Flat cannon being used here. This is going to be their opportunity. They're going to dive in. Flame Spirits, Icarus dive. There's the call down. There might be a kill available on this, but that's the egg. Down will go Smiley face.
I heard a Sven ult. It's happening in the mid lane. He's doing a lot of damage onto Miriam. He's going to get the kill, but I think Sven's going to be brought down, and yes, he will. I hear a sniper. Oh, it's cocked on Roxy. Oh, this Ricky. Somebody stop this man.
Absolutely out of control. The shrapnel exposing the axe, slowing him down. Ricky's not going to chase this, looking for the blink strike possibility, but not going on axe, recognizing that there is a level 7 Bane there that could Fiend's Grip. This is just absolutely disastrous for medium bots. Their entire game plan is in shambles, and we're seeing this Ricky roll all over them.
See you later, nerds.
Yes, the experience lead is already pretty big, as well as the gold lead. You know, look at those hero levels. Level 11, level 10, and level 10. They hold the top 3 spots.
The axe is 0 and 4. They catch the Sven at the edge of the Pit of Malice. Ricky's just going to chase him down. Doesn't even have the defusal yet. Doesn't care. All you need to do is get a couple of blink strikes, tricks of the trade, and down goes the Sven. 13-2 is the scoreline. 17 kills away from ending this game.
Yeah, I think they'll have won this game way before the team deathmatch sort of comes into play here. They're already taking towers as well. They're wasting no time.
Underlord with 112 bonus damage. They're going to be trying to hold on to a couple of waves of creeps and just push in right here. That Atrophy Aura giving so much bonus. Not even max.
Alright, they're having to use the glyph.
Teleport in on Roxy Roro, looking to connect with the rest of the team that's walking down the lane. You might be able to find a flanking shot on the sniper, but he's going to pick up on this. There's the Pit of Malice coming down from above.
Well, they have no engage. I mean, the axe is not close to Blink Dagger, and the Sven, he's not got Blink Dagger, he's not got Aghanims, so Sniper was completely safe. Oh, they're coming. I'm going to walk away.
Axe is 0-4 with only 4,000 net worth, having just a really hard time in that lane. But I think that's been the story of all of the cores for the medium bots. None of them able to get away with anything in their lanes. This Sven an utter non-factor so far, really.
Yeah, this is what I thought about the draft. I know Sven, is a really strong hero. He has had success in this tournament, but it takes him a bit of time to get going, and he hasn't had that time.
He's moving in with the Stormhammer out onto Kira, God Strength, but being eviscerated. We're going to see the Assassinate and just a little bit more damage. That's all it takes. Call down, going to bring down Miriam Weebster. Sunray in, now the egg. Everyone's just backing away. Gyro's the only one hitting the egg. Will bring it down at the last moment, but Sniper here with the shrapnel ready to party. Trying to take down the Bane, take down the Ogre. Bane will fall, the Blink Strike onto the Ogre. The only one left alive out of that is the Gyro, who has just retreated into his triangle.
We've now got that Diffusal Blade on the Ricky, so he is at his most scary right now. How many 4-stars do they have? How many Glimmer Capes? How many BKBs? Well, none to any of them. So if you're caught in the Smoke Cloud and Diffusal Blade, that's it. You are dead.
And that's just more things, even dodging the homing missile with the tricks of the trade, just for good measure.
Does homing missile hit you if you're in stealth?
I don't believe it does.
So I think actually he was fine. He could have just waited it.
It's swag points, You already are ahead by 13 kills. Now you need the intimidation factor. It's the same way as the cosmetic war works.
True. Mind games.
Moving in on bot Cobra, missing the Pit of Malice. Medium bots just feeling so outclassed and hopelessly small. They need to find some kind of miracle and clutch onto it to get back into this game.
I mean, this is what I'd be doing if I was on medium bots. Oh, it looks like, actually, never mind. They're going to run straight into the enemy team. Or they're going to back off. No, they're running in. They need to be careful. They are not in the position to fight right now. I'm a bit worried for their safety, but looks like they're going to be okay for now. If I was medium bots, a lot earlier in this game, when the game started to go bad, I would have brought 5 heroes to a lane, used smoke, and just run straight through, get a couple of kills. I mean, they've smoked now, they are doing it. It's going to be 3 versus 5, so hopefully the Radiant have a chance to win. Out comes the Sven stun, he's popped his ult as well. They're trying to kill Underlord, but he's a very tanky hero, swapped out by Miriam, really good play. Bot Cobra, he does have Berserker's Call. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do, because Gyro, he hits pretty hard with his rocket. They're trying to use Dark Rift to escape, but it's a little bit too late. Someone managed to escape from that fight. I'm not sure who it was.
The Rikimaru. Rikimaru just moving back and teleporting to the bottom lane.
Okay, well, they got 2 kills. That's exactly what they should be doing. They should just get 5 heroes smoke and just run into a lane. And then do it again and again and again until their lead starts to come back. Because even if you're this far behind, you're still going to win 5 versus 3, right?
Unless you just have a miracle of a fight for the opposing team. It's something like a big egg in an inaccessible location, or just the Riki on a tear. But otherwise, in a 5-on-3, I think you're going to take it. The abilities are just too strong in conjunction for medium bots.
So you've got to overwhelm them with just raw numbers. That's pretty much the only thing you can do, apart from obviously just sitting on your high ground, cowering in fear. But that's not going to win you the game. But you know, they made a play. That's good. They've now restored a little bit of pressure on the map. But they're going to have to do it again. You can't just get one gank and go, oh, we've done it, guys. We did a gank. You know, you need to do it again and again and again.
You need to force the Goose Gang into feeling like they're chain feeding. Just as soon as a hero comes back on the map, boom, they've got to die again.
Yeah, 100%.
You spot anybody, you spot the Phoenix, you've got to kill it.
Yeah, exactly that.
Look at the warding out of the Goose Gang. They take out the observer wards that were used defensively by medium bots, and now they're just covering the areas that they're trying to push into. Unless you've got smoke, it's going to be very, very difficult. And that's why we're saying, like you said, you've got to just smoke forward, go 5-man.
Yeah, they need to be 5-manning on the Radiant. They don't have the heroes for split pushing. They've got to fight. If they had maybe an anti-mage, it'd be different.
Taking the armlet, able to armlet toggle, getting a little bit of extra strength and attack speed, but I don't think that's going to be impactful enough to bring down the sniper, to bring down the Rikimaru, or even any of the squishier supports.
Well, he's trying to adapt. Armlet is one of the most cost-efficient items in the game in terms of, you know, for strength heroes. So he's thinking, well, I need to be strong quickly. I'm going to go for an armlet. Which, yeah, I think it's pretty clever.
It's the right idea, definitely. I'm just wondering if it's going to be impactful enough.
Oh, that maybe not.
Sven looking for that level 2 God Strength. Oh no, the axe getting caught out by the Diffusal, by the Pit of Malice, the Magic Missile. Took a lot of punishment, a lot of beating, but does eventually fall. This is really just turning into a bloodbath in favor of the Goose Gang. We have seen signs of life. We do see the level 2 God Strength available for Sven. Going to be a pretty significant boost to damage, especially with the armlet. But he's got to find a way of getting that magical positioning that's going to let him take out 2 supports at once.
The axe is pretty close to Blink Dagger. And he's got 3 points in Berserker's Call. 1 more level and he'll have it maxed, which will give him 3.2 seconds of crowd control. 400 gold to Blink. You know, they have a chance to get some pickoffs. But we'll see if they can do it in time.
Shrapneling the high ground, trying to set up for this push. Sniper Hemi is doing a really good job of just never letting this pressure relent, but they're not getting any tower damage. They're not finding any kills. They're just choking ever so slowly the life and the farm out of the medium bots.
Oh, there's the Holy Locket. I see it. I saw it on Underlord. It has been purchased, so they got it fairly early this time. Well, there it is. 2 spies. I don't think they're going to need them, because they're probably going to win the game anyway. But if they don't, at least they'll have 2 extra spies.
It allows them to eco up just a little bit. It's good strategy, and honestly, it's just a little bit of feel-good as well, because, hey, we got our challenge.
Smoke. It's coming into into their own triangle. Are they going to find a kill, though? They don't have any way to engage. Out comes the stun, but look how far away Kira is. They do have the go onto Kami. Yep, there's the ultimate. Hit him with the Fiend's Grip. We've got a stun onto Kira. Is he going to drop the egg? It would be a bit of a waste if he did. Maybe he'll just be able to walk away. There's a lot of chase going on to him, but I think he's going to go down. Yep, he is. Big kill
I was
there.
almost hoping that Icarus Dive would land the Phoenix in the Roche Pit and be able to egg from inside of there.
Oh, he just brings away the Venge. But yeah, that's, again, it's a perfect play. 5-man smoke, they got 2 more kills. They just need to do it more. Right, they did it, they've done it twice, but they need to do it as much as possible. 5-man Dota. Davi is...
Rikimaru continuing to push the creeps behind and cutting off any possibility of a push.
Do they know he's here? I mean,
They've been pinging it out, but
Okay.
they don't know exactly where he is. They think he moved away or TP'd or something.
Okay. And now he's going to go back to the creep wave.
Just so incredibly slippery as a hero. Underlord already out on the other side of the map, pushing the wave in, farming out the jungle, but he may get assailed by this 5-man from the medium bots. In fact, he may just stumble across them right now. Ogre's going to walk uphill, try and take out this ward. Underlord's right on the other side of vision. But like two ships in the night, they will not meet.
That's very poetic.
Well, I figure they're both big heroes. We can call them ships.
Hope they don't take offense to that.
Smoke out for the Dire. They're moving in. They're going to find this gyro. Swapping immediately. Now the magic missile. That's just going to be a dead tiny man in a big ship.
Well, Ricky found his own kill as well. Very, very far up. Look, he pretty much ran to the enemy team all by himself and was like, nah, I'm still killing you.
Battle Hunger out, just trying to put a little bit of poke onto Riki. There's so much push and safety for the Goose Gang. They're only 10 kills away from the victory. There's the swap out, bot we caught out, got strength up, but that's not going to be nearly enough. He's brought down by the Rikimaru, tricks the trade, the egg out as well on the low ground. They bring down the Ogre before the egg pops. There's only one hero alive, only the Axe. Bane respawning, but that's not going to be enough. They're going to take down the tier 3 tower. There's the Glyph to hold it.
Glyph was a bit early because the creep wave hadn't quite moved up yet, so now it's not going to split shot the whole creep wave. So they're easily going to bring down that tower. I mean, Axe is thinking about it. Look at Cobra. He's like, well, maybe I get a huge blink call like Seb did.
Nah, he's got to back off of that. There's too much damage. Even with the extra armor, you got to be careful. He's actually going to blink away out of the Firestorm after using a Battle Hunger.
Okay, they're going to retreat before they take the range barracks. They've got the melee barracks, so that's the main thing.
Maybe they're going to go for the Roshan. You know, put the Rosh onto the Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, they could do, but I think they'll just ignore it completely and take towers. They're like, well, are we really going to waste time killing it just for a pos 5 Aegis? Nah.
Well, the thing about it, I was talking about heroes that are pos 5 that can initiate. That's actually not the worst thing. You can swap in, and even if you die, you come back, you've still got Magic Missile, you've still got Swap.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Like, we already saw the Venge taking the initiation, pulling the Spen off the high ground. If you've got an extra life, you can take even deeper initiations like that. I don't think it's necessary, but it's a possibility.
Well, Dire, they're pushing another tower. What are the Radiant going to do? They don't have God's Strength. Well, they do in 3 seconds. Axe has the blink. They're ready to go. What are they going to do? I don't know if they have smokes in stock. They could maybe do some cheeky smoke around.
I think that's their only hope. They've got to get to the backline. They got to get to the Sniper, and they have to find some way of dealing with the Riki. A Daedalus on the Sniper with the Mask of Madness is allowing him to just dish out such inordinate amounts of damage.
I mean, that's pretty much the highest damage you can buy. Mask of Madness into Daedalus.
And I mean, even if you get on top of him, even if you get an Axe Call to hold him in place, he can shred through Axe's armor. He can do a lot of work that's... I don't know how you stop this man. Poking away, Ignite downhill, trying to find any kind of purchase or weakness in the Goose Gang. Sniper's going to be shooting uphill, just chunking away at the Axe. They're going to move on the tower now. How do you assault this? How do you move out? You've even got a sleep on the Riki, but you don't have the space to go in and attack.
It's very hard. Sniper is a good hero if you want to siege the high ground from a long distance. I mean, if you consider the take aim, 400 attack range on top of his 550, he's nearly got 1,000 range. In fact, he's got more because he has a Hurricane Pike. So look, that tower, it's going down. And there it is. Radiant, they've used Warcry. Are they going to look for a fight?
Well, they started with the Fire Blast out on the Underlord. blink in from the Ricky Maru, and down will go the Bane, I think. No, walking away. Ricky trying to blink strike in, caught in a sleep. They're going to be looking for the Fiend's Grip, but no, instead the Shrapnel finishing off the Bane. That's looking very, very poor. 6 kills away from the different position.
It was a shame. He was so close to Fiend's Gripping, but he just needed some more mana. And the funny thing is, they were so close to 30 kills, but they won anyway. They actually would have just taken the tier 4s. Yeah. And that's it. It's
that
over.
Is going to crown the Goose Gang the ultimate champions of Dota University's Spies and Sabotage tournament.
Well, very well-deserved win.
I think we'd like to give a quick congratulations to all of the players, not only on Goose Gang, but everywhere in this Spies and Sabotage tournament. In the North America servers, Southeast Asia, and Europe, Dota University is worldwide.
Yes, just excellent plays from not just from Goose Gang or Medium Bots who managed to get to the final, but all players throughout every stage of the tournament. It's amazing what even newer players to the game can achieve when they all work together. You know, they think about strategies, they take the game a little bit more seriously. And, you know, this tournament had an actual prize pool. So there was something up for grabs. I think that maybe added a bit of motivation in there. So Goose Gang will take their prize, a well-deserved victory to them.
To thank all of the people who have been responsible for producing this. We've had Astro and Fafford. Fafford has been our observer throughout this entire tournament. And Astro here has been helping a lot behind the scenes, as well as being our host.
Yes, it's been a great pleasure hosting this event, and it was amazing working with all of our great casters, Rallying Cry, Akuma, and everyone else who has joined us on this virtual stage to bring life to the matches. It's been a pleasure to listen to you. A quick shout out to Garlic for putting this whole event together, for help alongside Fafford, coming up with all the rules, all the sabotages, and for being the person we defer to when none of us know exactly quite what's going on. It's been a great event. We had fantastic support from our audience as well, so thank all of you for sticking with us. Thank you, the teams, for participating in this event, for giving us a shot. And that's going to be the end of Spies and Sabotages. Does anybody else have any other final words before we depart? Fafford, you want to step out from behind the curtain and say anything?
Just want to thank Mr. Garlic for putting this whole thing together.
All right. Well, that is going to be the end of our broadcast and the end of our tournament. Stick around for Spies and Sabotages Volume 2 coming sometime or possibly never. We'll figure that out and we'll let you know.
It'll be a few months. We'll see.
A few months at least. Until then, I am Astro, joined by Fafford, Rallying Cry, Akuma, Garlic, our host, and all the other casters in production that put us together. Again, thank you guys for watching, and go play some Dota.